everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Karina and welcome back to my channel. And today, this is a big empties video. Last month was my smallest empties in terms of retail value, and this month is the largest empties that I have done so far on my channel. Part of that is because I have a few items that are a little bit more on the high ticket price side that all just happen to align for this month. But I have so much to discuss with you guys, so we're just going to get into it. And to start us off, we're going to talk about an empty that I don't count as part of my retail value of my makeup empties, but we're going to start there. That is this item here. This is my Mary Kay, the brush cleaner. I've gone through a couple of these, so you guys can see. There's just a tiny little bit down the bottom that really can't get out, either dumping it, trying to spray it, whatever. When I clean my brushes, I use a two-part system. So the first part I do is go in with a bar of soap, clean my brushes on the makeup cleaning pad, and then this I use as a step 2 because it helps to also sanitize said brushes. So that's the cleaning method that works well for me. This is another finished item though, so I can throw this in the recycling. And now let's talk about the empties proper, which is this. It is, these other little items that are just not going to fit in the box. So I'm going to take a moment to sort all of this out. I've got so much to talk with you guys about. I'm going to start in the hair category because I only have 2 items to discuss with you guys. The first one is one of those hotel items. This is the Earth Tempo Body Care Conditioning Shampoo. I had cleaned my bathroom out a little bit in April and found like there was a whole bunch of little lotions and shampoos and conditioners. So I started with this little guy just to get it used up, try to get rid of some of the clutter in that bathroom. And this one apparently does have a retail value. You can buy this, so that's fun. It was fine. This item actually has kind of been finished forever. Well, not forever. I was getting the last couple uses out maybe a few months ago. It is the Frieda Full Repair Touch-Up Flyaway Tamer. So, sleek things back. I had purchased this from Shoppers Drug Mart quite a long time ago. This is a now discontinued product, as I discovered when I was looking at prices for stuff. And this really should have been featured in an empties maybe a few months ago, but I kind of got lost in the mess that was my makeup vanity. I kind of got buried under stuff. But when I cleaned up a little bit, I found it. So now it's into the empties. Although this has been empty for quite a while. All right, hair is done. Let's get into fragrances. I have 2 little fragrances. I know a lot of people can move through fragrance very quickly. However, I am very much a one spray kind of day kind of person. Otherwise, I'll get a headache. It'll be too much. So that's why I'm a little bit slower moving through fragrances if you've been catching up with my projects. I have 2, both which were featured in projects. The first one is the Black Opium fragrance. These are the marks here. So this is where it started. It wasn't full on the top. That was where I was with my first update, and I finished this one in a project. This one was drop 10 by summer. And then this one is the Valentino, the Voge fragrance. This one, I liked this one a little bit better than the Black Opium, but still wasn't the great. My markings have disappeared on this guy, but this one was also in a project. So 2 little mini fragrances. Both of them came from the Shoppers Drug Mart fragrance sampler discovery kit that my husband got me for Christmas, neither of which I will redeem the coupon voucher for the full size. All right, next up, let's talk nail care. I have gone through a full-size nail polish remover. This one is the Equate one. I tend to buy the nourishing ones because, at least theoretically, that's going to be better for the nails. I don't know if it actually is, but that is the type I tend to buy. This one I picked up from Walmart, a little bit cheaper than what I had picked up at Shoppers Drug Mart with the Cool Beauty one. Exciting. It's all gone, all used up. Tiny little bit down there so you can see the color. I also have 2 polishes from my project polish. The first one, of course, is my OPI. This is a little mini red one. These were the markings here. So it was full when I started the first update and the second update from when it was entered in. Then I also had my Revlon. This is the nail Expressionist line in Ulterior Motif. Double-ended. You may not be able to tell things because they've been sitting on sides. I think it was sitting this way, so you can kind of see. Yes, there is a little bit in the bottom of the glitter, but it is very much just the mixer balls. For swatch comparisons, this was the OPI little red one, and then these two here were Ulterior Motif, so this was the kind of gray base there and the glitter. Okay, so let's move on to my biggest category next. Let's get into the face and body care stuff. Let's do some body care stuff first, because why not? Again, nice little mini sample here. This is the Earth Tempo, except this one is their Revitalizing Bath Gel, and it was fine. Hotel soap. Also for the body, I had this very old product. This is the Spring Moments Tulip Fields, I assume. This was their body scrub. It was like just a soap. I wouldn't really consider this a scrub. It was very, very gentle. You could use it basically every shower. I was using it like every 2 showers or so. It was, where was it? It was pretty much up at the top when I started, I think. Got to here, got to there, finish it off really quick because again, not very scrubby. Pretty sure this was also discontinued. I couldn't find anything related to this product when I was looking for the price, so you don't have to worry about it. Let's get into lotions. I used so many lotions because I had a lot of projects. So let's start with the smaller ones first. This was the Body Shop. This is the Satsuma Puree Body Lotion. Had 60 milliliters of product in here. This was beautiful as a scent, which is probably part of the reason why it was downstairs for so long. So on cold, it smelled so good. And it still does smell really good on cold. But when I was putting this on my body, the scent wasn't as good. Now, I don't blame this for that. I blame probably the fact that it's been downstairs or in storage for probably like 10 years. So that's probably on me, not the product, but I really love this scent. But I do prefer Bath & Body Works to the Body Shop. I also had this item from the Body Shop. Both of these lotions were featured in my Advent Calendar Project Pan. This one, though, is the Body Shop. This is the Shea, the 96-hour for very dry skin lotion. 15 milliliters in here. This was very tiny. It smelled decent. It wasn't my favorite scent. It's not like I'm going to go out my way to pick this one up. My favorite scent from the Body Shop is strawberry because that's delicious. This had 50 milliliters in it. I only managed to get like 4 body applications out of this. It was kind of crumbly, so I would have to like take some out, work it into my hand, and then work it into my body. So I don't know if that's just this line in general. I did get this one as well as 4 others, I believe, in a set for Christmas from a friend. So I'm curious to try the other ones to see if they're all like this, if this is just the formula for this guy, or if that is just something unique to the Shea one. So we'll see. We'll try them out. But so far, based on this one, my scent was fine, but formula was meh. And again, I prefer Bath & Body Works. Before we get to the Bath & Body Works lotion, though, let's talk about a very expensive lotion that I had finished off in my Drop 10 by Summer project pan. That is why the Empties video is a little bit late this month compared to previous months, is because I knew I was having a bunch of empties from that project, so I was waiting to get that filmed and then film this one and upload it for you guys. So you'll probably see that a little bit more consistently around this time of the month now for you guys. But anyway, side note aside, this is the Clarins. This was their moisturizing body lotion. This is a discontinued version of it because they either repackaged or reformulated. But based on the reformulation, this cost $51. $51. Not worth it. Like, this could be like the best body lotion. Probably not going to be worth $51. But let's talk about this body lotion. So this had this is like herbal spa. That's the kind of scent vibe I get from it. So it's not the best scent, but it's not like it was bad. The lotion itself was on the thinner side. And yes, it was moisturizing, but I did use this quite a bit at one point, so here's my mark. So when I put it into the project, it was brand new up to the top. This was 1 month of usage there because I was finishing off lotion you're going to see in a moment here. But then once this guy was done, then I went hard on this until it was done. So a couple of weeks, I was using this lotion pretty exclusively. And my skin, oof, it felt a little bit dried out. I don't want to say it felt leathery, but that's kind of where it seemed to go. So that's probably from this, because that was the lotion I was using. Again, I was using it almost every day. Sometimes I would swap out, use one of these other two lotions from the Body Shop because they were in a project. But, so for the scent and for what it did to my skin, it wasn't bad, but I don't think it was the best mesh for me. And because it's $51, 51 Canadian dollars for it. All these prices are Canadian. Because I'm up here in Canada, but oh my goodness, no. And again, we're just gonna go with my favorites. And my favorites at this point, I'm kind of missing it because I've been using other lotions. And you've seen some of them if you saw what I rolled into my Skin is In Project Pan. But this was the last Bath & Body Works one that I had used up. This is the Secret Wonderland. This is their body cream. Oh, it smells so good. Got into it, used up what I could. Kind of a very bad cut job for myself, so didn't try to reach way, way down there to get that last little bit. But this smelled very lovely. Notes of luscious strawberry, frosted jasmine petals, and white amber. So again, that mix of floral fruity kind of a scent. And I enjoyed it. I might consider picking this one up again, but I think I do want to embrace more of the true fruity scents rather than the fruity floral blend. But this was quite nice, and I've been missing these products since I've been using some of these others, which is great because that tells me these are my preferences and these I can get for $5.95. So it's a way better deal. Way better. First off, I have a hand cream. This one is the Mary Kay Satin Hands. This is their Nourishing Shea Cream in the scent White Tea and Citrus. You will note that I've had to tape the lid back on for the Empties video because once you pull this lid off, you can't get it back on, which makes it very frustrating when you're trying to get the last little bit out. So the last little bit ended up being used as a body moisturizer because there was way too much just to go on my hands. Formula-wise, I do like the Mary Kay hand cream. It does feel nourishing. It absorbs into the skin very well. My problem, and this is a personal preference problem, I enjoy the scented body products. Obviously, you have to enjoy the scent, but like, that's one of the reasons why I love these so much. You get that sensorial experience. This one is White Tea and Citrus. It was a very light scent. So even if you are more sensitive, they do have a fragrance-free version, but you can probably get away with this one as long as you're not too sensitive to scent. And I like the scent. I just wanted more of the scent. And so that was more my thing with this guy. I had this open for forever. I had this at the office with me and used it sporadically, and then it's like probably down here for like ever. So I finally finished it off. It is done. I have so many hand lotions, creams, specifically to your hands to go through. So gotta get moving on that. But at least this one, we got the ball rolling. I finally got through an SPF. I've been historically so bad at using SPF, especially on the face, because, you know, reapplying over a full face of makeup is difficult and challenging. This was a little mini from La Roche-Posay. This was their Melting Cream with SPF 50. This I took down to the Caribbean, so it was full-ish, I think, when I started. 1 week of use got me here. I had rolled this into Drop 10 by summer. I used not much in a month. Really wasn't great. Finished it off. It was fine. I like the SPF 50, but I don't think I'd buy this. It's not a bad product, but I am just so in love with my Glow Recipe SPF, the Watermelon Glow Niacinamide one. Oh, it's wonderful. Doesn't even smell like sunscreen, but you still get all those benefits. It's got lots of skincare ingredients in there as well. So that's my preference. So this, it was fine. I'm glad I used it, but I wouldn't repurchase. I have another hand cream that I missed because I got lost in this little mess here, and yeah, it looks a little warped. Willow, my youngest dog, she's an Alaskan Klee Kai, 2.5 years old, thinks the world is her toy box. So somehow she got into my little empties pile that I have on top of a counter, and I found this under the bed, which is where she likes to stash all of the things. So you're going to see eventually, I have a box of all of my empty stuff that way. Something she likes to chew on. So, you're forewarned. I had previously used up one of these. This was the OPI Vino Juice. This one was in the Holly Red. It's hard to tell because my baby's ripped it off. I think this was the Holly Red hand and body lotion. I liked this one more than the lavender vanilla one I had used up previously. This one I had in my nightstand, so I would use this one occasionally at night. There wasn't a whole lot left in this one. Got this one used up. Not a high value on this one. It was fine, but I want something a little bit more hydrating and richer feeling. Speaking of mangled packaging, the other item she got into this month was this guy. This is what's left of the Aceology, the overnight lip mask. This I picked up in a Boxycharm. They had 2 of these for like $4, I think. It took me a very long time to use this up, despite using it practically every single night. It was fine. I enjoyed it. I don't think I'd repurchase it, but I still have another one in my collection. You know, kind of looked like that on the inside. It was a nice clear formula. I think it stayed on pretty much all night, so that was very nice. The lips felt good the next day. It was fine. Just not my favorite. Skincare for the face. We kind of talked about the SPF already, but guys, I finished a cleanser. This has been in my shower for the last 13 or 14 months. Not great. I'm very slow with cleanser. I don't know why it takes me so long, but this is the OK Purifying Gel Cleanser. It does not foam up. It cleans pretty decently. Is it fun to use? Not really. It's a basic cleanser. Is it effective? Seemed to be. Would I buy it again? Probably not. It's also, I think, discontinued at this point because I've had it for that long. But this came from Shoppers Drug Mart, and it was fine. Just not my favorite. Used up a toner. My husband helped me out with this one as well. This was the Glow Oasis, their Milk Dew pH Balancing Moisture Milk Toner. Obviously, you can see all of the marks, especially when my husband started helping me out. This was, what was it? January, February, March, bit of April. Tiny bit left in the bottom. You can see that consistency there a little bit. Cannot get it out. So, calling it good. I liked this. Would I go out of my way to get this, though? Probably not. Probably not. Also from Drop 10 by Summer, we have this serum from Shiseido. This one came in one of the Sephora favorites kits at some point. 10 milliliters of sample in here. That was my mark I had. So first month and the second month for the project. This is expensive. This is ridiculously expensive. And it was fine. That's all I have to say about it. It was fine. I used it up with a small sample size. Like, you had this giant bowl that you were basically dumping stuff out, which is very inconsistent in terms of, did I get enough? Oh, I got too much. So not my favorite. But I'm glad I tried it, but wouldn't necessarily recommend it because it's just a basic serum as far as I saw with my skin. So many masks. Oh my goodness. Finishing a whole bunch at the same time, basically. Let's start off with a very high ticket item, which came to me in a Boxycharm, and I would not recommend for the price tag. Were they fine? Yes. But it was a sheet mask. So, this is the 111 Skin, their Rose Gold Brightening Facial Treatment Mask. This came with 5 of them in the box. This was like way expensive. Over $100 for this. I think it worked out to like $27 Canadian per mask. Now, I do have one of the empty ones here. 30 milliliters, so there is a lot of serum. So what I would do, obviously the first night, you do the actual sheet mask itself, leave it on for the 20 minutes. Usually I left it on longer because it was a very saturated mask. It was that kind of fun rose gold kind of color. And you left it on, and you took it off, and you pat things in. And then I would, for days after, kind of stick my hand in, pull up some of the serum, rub that on my face, kind of like an extra little hydration boost, and continue with my skincare routine. So I got a lot of use out of them. And of course, this was the box that the 5 of them came in. This mask I had used up in Skinners, and I managed to get through my last remaining one this month, as well as the one that was in my project. So finally got through this box. Now again, I've mentioned this before, I'm not a big sheet mask person. So if you really enjoy a very luxurious, high-end sheet mask, good. Like, go for it. It also had like the eyelid covers, and so you could like put that over your eyes. So it was fancy. It was decent. But in my perspective, not at all. But with these out of my collection, I am so much closer on my goal of working through all of the sheet masks that I currently have. That is one of my goals for this year. 4 more masks here. So let's get through them. Let's start with this one. This is crazy old. This was the Mary Kay Time Wise, the Replenishing Gel Moisture Mask. They have repackaged this, which I didn't discover until I opened up my backups to give to my husband for him to use overnight as his sleeping mask. So I think they repackaged this quite a while ago. This one was very, very old. As you guys can see by my project marks, this is where I started. 1 month, 2nd month, done. I use this one as an overnight sleeping mask. You can just use it as a hydrating mask and wash it off after 10-15 minutes, but I just use it as a sleeping mask. It is a fine product. It's decent, just not the most fun to use. And I have so many of these accidentally in backstock, so you'll be seeing more of these eventually. But once those are through, I don't think I'm going to repurchase unless I somehow just fall in love with this. Also from Mary Kay, the pink clay mask. This is the 2nd one that I have gone through, because when I originally purchased these, that you could buy, I think they were 2 for $40 or something like that. I don't remember the exact price they were at that point. It was a bit of a deal, and it was fine. It is a clay mask. Is it the best clay mask? No. I felt like I dried out my skin a little bit, which is common with a lot of clay masks, although not every clay mask. I've been finding some good ones that I would prefer over this, but was a fun pink color. It looked like that color there, so you can see that. Washed off very nicely. These were my markings, as I talked about in Skinners, and I'm pretty sure we had a whole bunch of product kind of stuck to the sides because there's no way I used that much up in 1 month, especially because I used it like twice in the last month. So obviously my markings were very, very wrong. This is part of their regular line, so if you do enjoy a clay mask, like, it's a pretty decently priced one. You do get 85 grams of product in here. It's that fun pink color. But for myself, I have a different clay mask I would enjoy more. Which leads me to this empty right here. So this one is my Glow recipe, the Watermelon Glow Hyaluronic Clay Pore Tight Facial Mask. It is a clay mask. It is watermelon based. It is, oh, it still smells so good. It is completely cleaned out here. It was 10 grams? Yeah, 10 milliliters of sample in here. The full size product I think comes with 50. And I would be curious to picking this up. This was a very quick mask. It was literally, you could put it on for a couple minutes and then wash it off. So that was pretty nice on workday mornings to kind of just do a quick mask in between steps. It smelled great. It felt good. But I also have a clay mask that I'm currently using that I really like. Oh, that makes my skin feel very soft. So now it's like, well, I liked this. And I adore Glow Recipe. You guys know this. So I'd want to pit this one against the Caudalie one that I'm using right now. Their Instant Detox Mask. Again, came from one of these sample kits. Oh, those clay masks, so much better than this one here. This one dried my skin out a little bit more. These ones, much better, much better. This is the Glam Glow. This is their Gravity Mud Firming Treatment Mask. It was a fun silver color. These were my progress marks in terms of, this is where the bottle was filled to with its 10 grams. Yeah, 10 grams of product starting there. 1 month of use, second month of use. I was much more consistent in that second month. I can't read directions. You're supposed to peel this off. I washed it off. So I didn't even use it quite correctly. So maybe that might have affected some of the things that I saw or didn't really see. It was a fine mask, but I know these are very, very expensive. And I have other masks I would rather look at instead. I didn't notice a whole lot of firming, but yeah, that's where I'm at. On to the makeup. We're there now. We're finally reached it. I have a fair number of makeup empties this month. Most of these are from projects. There's just a couple that aren't. Let's start off with primers. I have 2 finished face primers for the month. We'll start with the little mini. This was the Smashbox Photo Finish, the Smooth in Blur Primer. There is a little bit left in it. I cannot get that out. It felt nice. I enjoyed it. Did I notice a whole lot with it? Not really. In terms of the smoothing and blurring effect. So, would I repurchase this? No. No. That's okay. I at least got to try it. So that's the big thing. And I believe I do have another of these only 5 milliliter samples. But I think I have another one in back stock. So, we'll get to it eventually. This one is from Bourjois. This is their Healthy Mix. This is their Anti-Fatigue Blurring Face Primer. It was a little bit tinted. It had a bit of a not as nice smell, but it always had that smell. It's not like it went bad or anything. Obviously, this I got on clearance at Shoppers Drug Mart. So I only paid $1.99 for this, which was quite nice. It was basically full when I started. And I had used this a little bit before I rolled it into a project. So that's where I started in the project. 1 month of use. And then finished it off. There was only 20 milliliters of product in here. It was fine. I did notice some blurring on upon application of this product. But once I had all my makeup on, didn't really notice anything. And yeah. So I wouldn't buy it again. Mainly because of the scent anyway. But you can't. So moot point. Kind of a boring product, but kind of a staple as well. This is the Mary Kay. This is their under eye corrector. It is a peach kind of color. Nice little doe foot applicator. Stopper is pulled out. The stopper is actually down in there somewhere because we couldn't quite get it out. But I used up what I could. I had been using this one for quite a while. And then the under eye corrector that you guys saw in my finished 7 by Spring, which I didn't finish for that project. I had been using that one, finished that, then went back to this, and finished it off. So that's how I got this guy done so quickly after the last one because there wasn't much product left in it. And there wasn't much when I pulled the stopper out, which was great because this is old. It had 6 grams of product in it. I do have a new one that I'm currently using because I get those dark under eye circles that need to get covered up, and the peach color works quite well for that. So I do enjoy this product, and I am currently using a new one because I'm already repurchased. Something you haven't seen before. This is the Luna Magic. This is their Viva Pink. This is their lash primer. You'll note mine looks a little mangled. Not because of Willow this time. This one was an Anya chew. I don't know what happened. This came in a Boxycharm maybe like 2 years ago. I have been using this for a very long time. And normally she doesn't bother makeup products, but she apparently liked this one. So she did show up on it, but it didn't pierce the packaging, so I just still went ahead and used it. Clearly nothing bad happened, although that's probably not the recommended course of action. Anyway, this primer, I did like that pink color. This is what the brush looks like here. And it made it very easy to see like what you had covered with mascara compared to like a white kind of one or a clear primer. And this lasted me forever. Like I use this pretty much every day because I wear mascara basically every day. This is the kind of product where The only days I don't wear it is when I'm too sick to wear makeup, which really isn't very many days in a whole year. So a ton of use, did get a little bit messy on the sides there. Oops. But I liked it. But I am now currently working on the classic L'Oreal Lash Primer. And I don't know if it's because, we're getting to the bottom of this one, but oh my gosh, that one just makes everything look so much longer. So I prefer that one to this one, and this one was more expensive and harder to access. So based on my initial impressions, since I finished this one and moved on to L'Oreal, I prefer the L'Oreal. A mascara empty. This one, of course, you first saw me unbox this in the 25 Days of Beauty Surprises Advent Calendar from Shoppers Drug Mart. This was the NARS Climax Mascara. Just a little tiny guy. It only had 1.8 grams of product in there, and it was okay. On good days, my lashes look decent. And on bad days, my lashes look shorter than they are naturally. So I do not recommend this item, especially for the price tag. And generally for mascaras, you can do just as fine at the drugstore. There are high-end ones I liked. Right, there was the Lancome Lash Idol sample I had used up. I did really like that one. But drugstore does mascaras just as well. For the last time, the iconic London Multi-Sculpting Palette, which I did not like very much because it's cream products. This is the inside of it. So the three kind of concealer, that's how I used it. I didn't use it as highlight, I used it as concealer. Those three I have finished off this year. I do not like the bronzing contouring side. Wrong undertones. I don't like cream bronzers. So this half is finished, and I have taken a picture for my yearly empties, so these ones will count. And the rest of this is going to get decluttered because personal preferences and style. And finally, last item is a lipstick. This is the Rimmel London, the only one lipstick in 250 Mauve Over. This was the color here. I don't dig through my lip products. That's how much I used up. I had loved this color when I started. And I reached for this quite organically, and then I used the last little bit up, and I didn't really like the color on me. This is a very hydrating lipstick. I used it kind of like a lip balm, but it does transfer very easily. It doesn't stay, so it's not long wearing at all. So if you're looking for a colored chapstick, essentially, yes, great lipstick. But I would get a different color. But for myself, I do want everything in a lip product. I want it to be long lasting. I want it to hold the color well. I want it to fade nicely. I want the color to be more complementary. So good scent. So we're just gonna call that one done. That is all of the products, finally. So when we talk about the dollar value. Okay, some of these were very high ticket items. Like the 111 skin. Just by saying that, there's a big price tag there. But we've got lots of expensive things. This table here is worth $574.11. I know. That's a mind-boggling number. Which means my yearly total. Oh my gosh, guys. Again, these are all Canadian dollars, and I've talked about in my first update how I calculate everything, and I have that in the description box below if you're curious. But in my empties box, I'll be adding all of this stuff too. We have reached a total of $2,121.32. $2,000. Again, a lot of that is skincare, and a lot of that is, these Bath & Body Works that cost $16.50 regular price, but I only pay $5.95 for. We've talked about this before, so I'm not going to talk about it again too extensively at this point. But we've crossed $2,000 since December, right? So December is included in this. So by the time we get to the end of the year, we're dealing with 13 months, but that is insane. So, I'll see you guys in another month where we will keep growing that number exponentially and get into something very big by the end of the year. But Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know if you've tried these products, what you think about them, things that you would recommend for me based on what I have liked or disliked from this set here. But wow, another empties, and hopefully next month we're back on the smaller side. But the little bin that I keep my empties, before I do my empties, I have to update them in projects first. That is getting kind of big again, so we're going to have an interesting month next time. But I'll see you guys then. Subscribe so you do not miss it in about a month from now. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video very soon. Have a wonderful day.